In today's video I want to show you an incredible Druid build for Diablo 4. This time we're going to combine our Sundering Stormclaw with Cataclysm, the newly buffed one. And we can maintain 100% uptime on Cataclysm. We're going to scale it so we are actually an ultimate basic skill build. We're going to unleash Nature's Fury upon our enemies with insane visuals, and it's going to be relatively simple to build and to play. The base version was already immensely satisfying to play. It offers you fast movement speed, smooth enemy targeting, exceptional survivability for a melee build, great single target damage, which is amazing for bosses, and top tier audiovisual feedback due to the Earthspike thunder sound. Now with the season we are going to see some massive buffs to this build. We're going to cap our Thunderstruck node with just our staff. We will get a new tool with Cataclysm and its ring, which will also be a 100% more multiplier. Keep in mind, this build did not lose companions. We never utilized them. We never scaled them. So we are only losing around 50% Thunderstruck damage, but we are gaining 100% and another more multiplier. We get easy access to more storm damage. We are gaining basic skill ranks. We are gaining Andariel's Visage, potentially Harlequin Crest, depending on what we want to do with this build. And it's still going to be a Nature's Fury keystone build, which enables us a ton of different procs. And that's what I want to see from this build. It looks and plays phenomenal. So first let's have a look at regular enemies. You absolutely breeze through the maps with nearly capped movement speed, as well as smooth and fast animations, making it possible to dive into enemies and hit and run them like there is nothing between you. You instantly apply a ton of CC, you render them useless with a ton of stun effects, and the lead enemies are taken care of with immense amounts of DPS. And we are also now having access to a maximum barrier technique. Earthen Bulwark scales with our maximum life, which is amazing. We are constantly resetting the skill. We are constantly applying a 62 depending on what we are going to pick as our uber unique, and 80% maximum life barrier, constantly reapplying this one. If we have 29 or 30k life, we now have 50k or even 60k life. We have a ton of defensive options, so we are basically immortal. Nothing will be able to kill you. You heal constantly, you reapply your barriers constantly, you are constantly unstoppable. You're just the perfect melee character. Now what about bosses? The patch nerfed them quite significantly. 66% less damage, a lot less health. So we are now going to push Pit much higher, possibly 160, possibly 180, if not even upholding our promise of 200. But this all depends on how it really scales. And you might think that Greatstaff is something you won't be ever able to see, but that's far from the truth. With the next season you can just gamble this one, or farm Lord Seer, or go into Hell Tides and drop them, or hope for reputation drops. It is very easy to obtain a Greatstaff, but there is something you can do instead, which brings me to the talent planner. For leveling, I'm going to recommend you Earthspike. We're going to only utilize 4 spells. We're going to use Earthspike, Earthen Bulwark, Cyclone Armor, and Cataclysm. Because, as you can see down here in the change log, the Seismic Shift aspect no longer adds a cooldown to Earthspike. So we can constantly spam Earthspike without a cost in a line nuke. Incredible lucky hit chance. Great base damage, AoE, and we can still use Nature's Fury to proc Wind Shear. And would you look at that, we can use Aspect of the Calm Breeze, which now provides us with poison damage, which now provides us with a way to proc Envenom and critically strike enemies for a more multiplier that is beyond good and evil. We then slot in Cyclone Armor because this one was also buffed for 15% non-physical damage reduction. We have Earthen Bulwark, which is constantly getting reset for maximum base life, and we have Cataclysm, which we also have on our build. However, the cooldown is going to be particularly long at the early game. You won't be able to have the ring, so this one is more cosmetic than really something you pop constantly and have constantly active. Because the real build, the non-uber unique build that is going to utilize this Greatstaff of the Crone, is going to look a little bit different. Now, I have Arida's Will in here because Mobalytics is not updated yet, but the stats for the Myölnic Ryng you can find down below in the season changes. It gets willpower, critical strike chance, movement speed, and endless tempest, so 10% additional duration for Cataclysm. And while Cataclysm is active, you have unlimited spirit and 40 to 100% more damage. It's currently not visible because I need to fix the formatting here, but that's going to be exchanged for Arida's. And for the Greatstaff of the Crone, we now have a ton of additional effects and increased stats. You can see them on the screen right now. It is now an amazing item and it will cap your Thunderstruck node immediately. Here is an explanation what I mean by that. If you multiply the value you get on the new staff, which is 348 to 400 damage to close, by 0.2, you get 69 at worst and 80 at best. But Thunderstruck is capped at 60, so you're capping your more multiplier from Thunderstruck immediately with just this staff. And with Nature's Fury, we inherit the Storm tag onto our Earthspike, and all of our spells are Storm based. This makes it possible to grab Storm critical strike chance and Storm damage to scale our Cataclysm additionally. And Cataclysm will also get a new temper. You can find it down below here. Cooldown reduction for it, 5 to 10% on rings and 7.5 to 15% on the amulet. You can get up to 25% just from this one, reducing it to 45%. We can stack then additional cooldown reduction on our helmet and amulet, and we get the hectic procs, which reduces the cooldown of our spells, since we are only using 2 spells, which we never use. So Cyclone Armor we don't use, we just have it on the bar for the damage reduction. And we have Cataclysm, and we constantly reset our Earthen Bulwark anyway. We never need to worry about the cooldown of Cataclysm, because we can lower this one quite substantially, and it will have around 20 seconds of uptime. So that's the basic shtick of the build. We scale our damage with adaptability, with Moonrise, with seismic shift. We have the hectic aspect, as I already mentioned. We have symbiotic to lower the cooldown of our Earthen Bulwark. We have the aspect of might for damage reduction, concussive strikes for daze, which prevents enemies from attacking you, and a more multiplier. And we stack attack speed and critical strike chance on our amulet, on our rings, on our gloves. Now on where to farm the uniques and the importance of them, you can find the list down below. Heroes Might, Andariel's, and Harlequin Crest. I personally prefer Harlequin Crest because of the CDR. We get armor, we get life, we get ranks to all our spells, which is just more defensive barrier from Earthen Bulwark, and more damage on every skill, because we need Claw, we need Earthspike, we need our Stormstrike. Andariel's, however, is not far behind. We get maximum poison resistance, 30% attack speed, we get life on hit, we get a massive 40k poison over, which helps with clearing, so this one can be quite substantial for clearing AoE, but I still prefer the Harlequin Crest. If you happen to get the CD lower, so that Cataclysm doesn't require the Harlequin Crest, you can think about slapping on the Andariel, and otherwise Tyrael is a great defensive option, gives you max rest to all resistances, 7.5 and 60% elemental resistance to everything, as well as 20 DR, so this one is a defensive monster with even better movement speed, which the Druid lacks. So with the 100% uptime on our barrier, we basically always have the Divine Projectiles active, because we are at 100% health if we have the barrier up, because nothing is damaging our health directly, and this one will also boost our damage. So those are the uniques you can look up, and the last one, the Myölnic Ryng, you can find later and target farm it. I will add a section here just for this one where you can find it and what you want to farm for it. Otherwise, if you want to read up on defenses and resistances, you can do so here, and scaling your damage can be found here. Here is a detailed explanation for Myölnic Ryng and how to achieve 100% uptime. Now lastly, the spirit boons never change. We pick Wariness, attack speed, critical strike damage. We have Calm Before the Storm for lucky hit chance to reduce the skill cooldown of our ultimate, and Calamity to increase the duration. Andariel is basically the same. When we get our CDR sorted, we can grab Andariel's. Now as for the Earthspike skill tree, you have a detailed explanation what you pick first. You max out your Earthspike, then pick up Seismic Shift, so the aspect, then pick up your Cyclone Armor, Earthen Bulwark, Cataclysm. At 35 you pick Nature's Fury, then you max out a few of your Stoneguard things. We pick up Wind Shear, grab the Calm Breeze, and then finish up the build with a few more passives. Once you transition to the Crone staff, you want to max out Earthspike, you want to max out Stormstrike, you want to max out Claw, then max out Earthen Bulwark, pick up 1 point in Cyclone Armor. You can actually save this one and pick something else, but I still like the additional defenses you get. We pick up 1 point in Endless Tempest to increase the duration even further. Pick up Envenom, we have Cataclysm and Nature's Fury, so the skill tree is basically the same. As for the Paragon board, there is a few things you need to be aware of. First up is the order of which board you want to unlock first. We start with the starter board, Thunderstruck board, then we move on to Earthen Devastation, Constricting Tendrils, Heightened Malice, and lastly the Inner Beast node. We want to get Thunderstruck as fast as possible, same with the Earthen Devastation node. The Earthen Devastation node will be maxed out immediately through just rare nodes and magic nodes on the skill tree. Then we pick up Constricting Tendrils for an immobilize effect as well as application for poison, so we can benefit from Envenom. And we pick Spirit in the starter board, Outmatch in the Thunderstruck board, Fang and Claw in the Earth and Devastation board, Territorial in Constricting Tendrils, Earth and Sky in Heightened Malice, and Undaunted in Inner Beast. Now if you're looking out for something else, I have a sorcerer build already written, perfectly available here on Mobalytics, same for this rogue build, Victimize Heartseeker. Both are very enjoyable to play and will be great starters for the season, so make sure to check those out. If you want to support me, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. You can also leave a like here on Mobalytics on the build planner. You can find this one through a link down below to the planner. This also helps me greatly. Like I already mentioned in my other video, I will be leaving on the 5th and will be coming back on the 12th. This means I won't be able to make videos currently, but if you still want to support me, I will be back afterwards around the 14th. I will be able to update one of the builds. Depending what I like more, I will try to grind both characters out and then push them further and maximize the gains. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.